Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 at 7:01 p.m. Please rise and say the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Williams, call roll.
Yes. Trustee Brown?
Present.
Trustee Clark? Trustee Lee? Trustee Lynch?
Present.
Trustee Rowe? Here. Trustee Taylor? Here. Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Somebody like to make a motion to approve the board meeting minutes of February 18th, 2025?
So moved.
Trustee Williams.
Second.
Trustee Brown. Any questions? Clerk Williams, call roll.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Trustee Taylor? Yes. Trustee Rowe? Yes. Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Treasurer report, Brian Jansen.
Good evening, all. The bills payable for February 28th, 2025. Corporate was $111,770.90. Motor fuel tax was $19,463.31. Sewer and water was $32,159.89. Foreign fire insurance was $8,875 even. TIF Main Street was $4,678.50. TIF Holbrook Road was $537. Glenwood Golf Course was $14,401.20. TIF Halsted North was $22,214.43. TIF Halsted South was $2,887 even, for a total of all funds of $216,987.23. With this run, we do need a contiguous TIF transfer of $7,750 between industrial TIF and Halsted North TIF, and this is primarily due to the expenses related to the warning sirens.
Somebody like to make a motion to approve the bills payable? Trustee Taylor.
Second.
Trustee Lynch. Any questions?
Chief Walsh, the sirens that's before us, how we already approved and paid for those?
Yeah, the one siren from fire station, one was to come out of COVID money, I think, was that general fund? And the one at fire station 2 was to come out of, also TIF. They were just installed about 3 weeks ago. We waited for the delivery quite a while. And I can tell you that at 10 o'clock this morning, they blew our ears off, so they both were okay.
And then secondly, I see we got a bill for the graphics for the ambulance. I thought that the ambulance company are we getting reimbursed with that?
No, we own the ambulances.
So these are,
That's a fire expenditure from the fire board.
no, but these, so we own all our ambulances? I thought
Yes.
2 of them were on lease.
No. We borrowed one while that one was being refurbished, but that's back already, we returned that.
Okay. And then, Brian or Chief, do we have a financial update with the fire station project?
The run before you, it's included in there, but we'll have a full printout of every expenditure by line item, I believe, probably by next meeting. But what you have in there was the finality, and there's nothing more.
I didn't see.
It was, I think it was a Benny's Concrete and a couple of Menards ones.
Yeah, I see the individual invoices, but I mean, just totality of work.
Yeah, there was, we haven't done a new one.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
I have a question. Chief Welch, the invoices that are in this board packet, was that already included in the budget for the fire department, or are these new expenditures?
No, that was included, and I believe the differential might be that when I reported last, some of those 4 or 5 hadn't processed through. And also, we're awaiting the rebates from Menards for several $1,000s, which would offset that.
Is there any other questions? Clerk Williams, call the roll.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Lynch,
No.
trustee Roll. Trustee Taylor. Yes. Trustee Williams.
Aye.
Payroll.
For payroll for February 21st, 2025, corporate was $155,353.80. Sewer and water was $24,333.29. Paid on call, $13,275.02. Elected positions, $6,274.36. Glenwood Golf Course, $11,668.50. Letter checks, $1,635.42. Overtime, police had $10,062.38, of which reimbursable was $632.56. Sewer and water was $3,080.93. Public Works overtime was $1,658.96. Economic Development stipend was $461.54, and the deputy clerk stipend was $192.31, for a total payroll of $227,996.51.
Somebody like to make the motion to approve the payroll?
So moved.
Trustee Williams.
Second.
Trustee Brown. Is there any questions? Clerk Williams, call the roll.
Trustee Williams,
Aye.
trustee Taylor. Yes. Trustee Roll.
Yes.
Trustee Lynch,
Yes.
trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Brown.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna move up on the agenda. We're gonna award the Peace Poster contest now. Kathy, if you come up, Larry, President of the Alliance.
We'd just like to welcome you here for our annual awards. This is one of the best things we like doing, because we get opportunity to see our ambassadors. And these young people are our ambassadors. The colleges they go to, the communities they go to, they always represent our town. And they have always in the past recognized us well. And we're so proud of them. So if you could just give them a quick hand, I would say and now the person who makes it a little bit easier for me to do the things that I do is Ms. Kathy.
Thank you, and I first would like to thank, of course, Mayor Gardner and the Board of Trustees for allowing us to have this opportunity to recognize the students along with the Lions Club that put a lot in the community. I really want to say this is important to everyone that's sitting in this meeting, whether you're a student or you're a parent or a community member, obviously. It's huge to have our youth engaged in things like this. It's huge to have recognition when they're doing good things, when they're recognized for positive things. This is what we do as a village, and this is important. So I want to say that as small as it is or as big as it is, coming together is critical, and I thank everybody for being a part of this, even if it's for a moment. We have had 13 winners I should say runner-ups with a winner. And I'm going to have them come up to receive their certificate. They will receive a monetary award from the Lions Club, but I want to make sure that we recognize the village to support as well. And what we're going to do is ask them, they hate this part, they really hate it. I'm just going to ask them, tell me in 2 sentences, why did you draw what you drew, and what does it mean? The theme was peace without limits. Peace without limits. Our first candidate, Amari Bruce. Is Amari here? No? Okay. Zalana Bush? Zalana? And nice and loud, just why did you draw, what did you draw, what peace without limits is.
I decided to draw this is to show that Earth's love can be transmitted around the universe. Aliens can show love, the sun can show us love by not eliminating the planet through its heat waves. And all the other planets can show us love by being there and not ruining the solar system. And that's the reason I do this.
Let me add one thing. Josiah is going downstate for wrestling this weekend, so he gets an extra day. Olivia? Sarah? Olivia?
I do this to show that love can be spread throughout the whole world, no matter where you come from. And, yeah.
I want to take Harris Jr.
I do the peace symbol. I really don't know why I do this. I was inspired at the moment to draw this. And that's it really.
Renee McGuire. Renee? Emily Muniz. Emily. Aaliyah Munoz. Aaliyah.
I drew this because love should be love should come from wherever you are, no matter what religion you are or state you were born from.
Natalia Munoz. You're not saying double.
Yeah.
Or say double.
I do this because you can get love from wherever you are.
Okay. Evelyn Pena? Evelyn Pena? Okay. Deontay? Shepherd? Deontay? Alexa Tavares? Okay. And our winner, and I have to tell you that our winner, her poster is then moved up to district level, but I did take, obviously there's a picture of it, so it's a smaller picture, but she went on to district level. We haven't heard back from anything with that, but I want her to come up. Haley? You got a lot of those in play.
I do this because no matter your race, your gender, your ethnicity, you should always come together as one to be unified, and then you could share love and
I personally think it's because ever since I became president of the Lions, I always wanted one to get to the district. Beyond here, there's 73 clubs. in our district, okay? This June I'll be the region chair for the district. And I really wanted to have somebody to say, we did it. You made us all. We did it. We're so very proud of you.
Why don't you come up here? We'll get pictures of loud and proud. Congratulations to all the winners.
Each participant did receive $25 and the winner $50. They can do whatever they wish. And I also want to make sure I acknowledge Superintendent Lindsay, who definitely, as the superintendent of the district, she promotes these programs all the time. And anytime we can get kids involved, that's what we do. So thank you very much for
I want to thank my fellow Lions, Larry and Kathy, for running this program. Thank you very much. I know it was a lot of hard work, so thank you. I also want to announce, I'm a Lion too, as I just said, we have our spaghetti dinner this Saturday at the Blakey Center from 4 to 7 p.m. So, fantastic food, it's made with love, and we'll have Dairy Queen ice cream for dessert. So, thank you. At this time, we're going to, I meant to do this at the beginning, but we're going to do a short video about what's happening in Drummond.
From State Street to Main Street, past Glenwood. From the Lansing Road and Continental Avenue will also be resurfaced. Completed development and enhanced projects. Former Ainley Gallery property, the village acquired the lot, located at Main and Pickens, and we also named the street after Ainley, was in deplorable condition. It was redeveloped into 2-unit retail and 2-unit apartments. no incentives given. We annexed at the northwest corner of Glenwood Lansing Road and Cottage Road. As everybody knows, those properties were in deplorable condition. They now are part of Glenwood, and they're cleaning up their properties, they're bringing them up to code, and we will continue to work with other properties. We negotiated a deal for Ewald to acquire the former Walmart site. We redeveloped it to increase our tax base. We broke the deal for the owner of Lamont Friends to purchase the shuttered M&M roofing property on Holbrook Road and rehabilitate it into a thriving senior care center serving hundreds of our local seniors. Health Aside completed a renovation of their car wash on Halsted without incentives and now has purchased the former Glenwood Theater parcel behind them for further expansion. We were able to keep Aldi on Halsted in Glenwood. In fact, they improved their property by expansion, saving them from leaving Glenwood for a new site. We acquired and demolished a building in the development of Chuggawa, Mountain Spirits, Glenwood Animal Hospital, and Anytime Fitness are filling that location. So the property where the Washington is at, and redevelopment of the Plaza building was negotiated and will be back on the tax rolls. The developers currently began work on rehabilitation to this new retail space. We acquired the white office building by the Village Hall. We demolished the building and cleared the site, creating a Veterans Park and a reflection area. Separate public property located on Main Street. We eradicated federal liens on the property, cleared the land, and now it's ready for market for future development. We built an underground railroad memorial site. We collaborated with residents to develop this monument to memorialize this important part of Glenwood's history. It's located across from Gate Place. We strengthened the industrial park presence. We worked with ownership to keep United Rentals, Nalco, Ecolab, and SEP Environmental. We partnered with Morrison on a massive expansion of 60,000 square feet. We kept them from relocating to Will County or Indiana. We annexed T&J Eats into the village of Glenwood from Cook County. They redeveloped the property, now it's a full-service grocery store, and it increased the Glenwood real estate taxes and sales taxes. Current projects. Brooklyn Point storm sewer outfall. We're going to rebuild the outfall in the forest reserve to alleviate backyard flooding in Brooklyn Point. The design was funded by Cook County in the amount of $75,000. We applied for FEMA and MWRD construction funding. Construction will start in 2026. We received $3.4 million from MWRD to mitigate flooding on the homes on Park Drive. The construction started in 2024 and should be completed by the summer of 2025. We are in negotiations to purchase an MWRD pump station located on Clark and Magnolia, transferred into a community center, and headquarters for Emergency Management Agency. We applied for a $300,000 grant to rehabilitate the building to a Senator Duckworth's office. We plan to rehabilitate Callahan Strand Park across from the Senior Center. We're going to follow the plans that the original Glenwood residents mapped out at meetings. We did not put our COVID funding into the general fund. We used it on projects around the village of Glenwood, including all the field houses. The Blinky Senior Center is going to be receiving new lighting, kitchen equipment, an emergency generator, and we'll be completing the ceiling and the floors and the wall finishes. We just dedicated a new fire station, number 21. It's a new facility to serve all residents. It was paid for with TIF funds only, no general funds were used. This was a rehab of a 65-year-old station, and it ensures compliance with the regulations. We annexed the former Zeldin West farmhouse. It was sold to a conservancy group. partner with Silicon Hotel to bring a boutique car wash, a 30-unit retail building on Halsted and a family fun center. This includes a detention project for rainwater at the rear end of the Chase Tank corner. That will not be only provide storage, but will improve the water runoff in the estate subdivision, where we are addressing the street flooding in times of heavy rain. This is being bolstered by a $1.3 million grant from United States Representative Robin Cabot. We updated our weather warning system by installing 2 new sirens and enhanced our social media to provide earlier notifications. Vision 2025 and beyond. We are enhancing our summer youth employment program with Public Works. It will assist with beautification projects and general maintenance of the village properties. We are on a path to light up Glenwood. We'll be using the LED and solar power technology, using freestanding poles and fixtures on single-family residences. Speed is a major problem in the village neighborhoods, and it is important to all of us. Our goal is to look at various methods and alternatives to crack down on this. More enforcement, speed bumps or tables, community outreach, and any other ideas for the village residents. The village is marketing 2 sites. One's on Halsted behind the Living Springs Church and on land from Glenwood Academy. We plan to build a senior lifestyle living facility. Also, there's another property on Frontage Road just north of Glenwood with enhancements of the golf membership. We are developing a business manufacturing incubator park located south of Glenwood. It offers 3 sites totaling 20 acres for development. It will also provide solutions to Glenwood drainage issues by rebuilding the retention area on their site. Our trailer park will be completely rehabilitated. It's a blank canvas. The goal is to make it a world-class park setting. 2 specific playground areas, various passive areas, the dog park. We applied for an on-site grant in 2025. We received a $75,000 grant to develop a walking path to connect Isaac Walton Park with our polo park. We are enhancing all 8 entrances to the village of Glenwood. We're going to provide new signage and planting areas. This will showcase our pride in who we are and how proud we are to live in Glenwood. I want to thank the Board of Trustees for their vision and support of these extensive initiatives. I also want to thank their dedicated staff who complete these projects with the utmost care, concern, and fiscal responsibility. I especially want to thank you, the residents, who provide input and concerns to assure that we are moving Glenwood forward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And what we'll do is the village sticker contest. Trustee Williams headed that up, so Trustee Williams, go on up.
Here's my partner in crime. You find somebody who knows how to do things, don't let them go, just keep them closer. Okay.
So, I don't know if the kids are here, Raina, she was the winner, and then our runner-up,
These were chosen between Glenwood Academy and District 167.
so what they did, their task was to come up with something that was unity, represented the village, represented the continuity of everybody working together, And truly, the winner did showcase this all the way around. This was not something that the school voted on, I just submitted entries. And out of several hundred, we sent over, a nice round of them. I guess this was the one that was chosen, that will be on the stickers. How cool is it to be seeing cars drive around and your artwork is on cars, right? So that's awesome. And the runner-up was this, I believe this was another young lady, and I'm sorry I didn't have her name on here, but she was the runner-up. And they will get gift cards from the village. And I just want to thank the village for including the kids again in a project like this, that you'd be surprised how the kids are getting excited about it, thinking that they have something that they can contribute. So thank you very much.
We also would like to thank both school districts, School District 167 and Glenwood Academy. They came at last minute meetings, they always brought in ideas. All I basically did was sit and say, okay, we're in order, okay, that's enough for the day, we're gone. But these people, I just want to thank them for their dedication. And they're going out of their way to help other young people make a difference. Because these young people that we see today, and the ones that didn't get the opportunity to show up here, but they're going to be the leaders of our future. They're going to direct us in the right way. And I'm so proud of them, and I'm proud of both school districts for working together. Okay? Sometimes you put two guys on two sides of the fence, they say, but they found everything why they could work together. And I learned a lot from being there with them and watching how they work together. So thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it.
Round of applause for Rivers Academy for all their hard work.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Oh, you gotta move the whole thing.
That's all right, Joe got it. Joe got it. He knows.
He's a lot younger.
He's right.
The next item on review before we go to the public.
Move it back some more. Keep on going. When?
We're still working on the pay scale for the fire department. That was what we were going to do in the closed session, but for now, we need to table to the next board meeting. Would somebody like to make a motion? Trustee Lynch? Trustee Taylor? Trustee Roll? Clerk Williams, call the roll.
Yes. Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Roll?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Okay, the meeting is now open to the public. The decorum at the last board meeting wasn't the best. And I got several letters accepted because of it. So when the residents come up, please stay behind the podium, and you have 3 minutes. Tony.
I'm Tony Cloud, the president of the Manor Homeowners Association. And I want to ask you, whose idea was that to put the signs up there by Stripe and our Park?
We're going to do 8 entrances, and we're going to put plantings there. How close are we for the plantings? For the planters?
We're in the process of bidding out.
Okay.
All right, but at this point, we decided to put the signs up first.
Correct.
On a cracked piece of brick that should have been torn up first, in my opinion. Now, as you remember, Mayor, we've been talking about the beautification of the manor for a couple of years now. We spent last summer in your office talking about the beautification of the manor, and I presented you with some drawings of the cushions. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. I informed you when we had a committee together to talk about what we wanted to see, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, right.
So now, as you know, we wanted something there that said that they were entering the map.
Oh.
And so the only thing that's there is your name, right before the election. Okay. But I thought that you were trying to inform somebody on the committee as to what you had planned to do, and to at least show us those signs to see if it was okay with us. One sign has your name on it. The other side of the sign is blank. Right? So there's no way we could ever prove that. We wanted something just like Brooklyn Point
So
has.
you want something with the manor on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care
So
of
now to plant that in there with concrete, this doesn't make sense to me.
So we will get something on there that says the manor.
No. What I want to know is, why did you feel as if you didn't have to call me or somebody else that's on the committee? You didn't have to call me. But, whoever was on that committee, and I told you who was on that committee. And to me, you should have informed one of us about what your plans were. And I find it a little contemptuous that you felt nothing about the citizens of the matter to inform us or to involve us in what we were doing there. You blindsided us and put something there that nobody would have approved. And so I really don't even think this was your idea, really, to be honest with you. I think somebody else thought this up. But you approved it. You went along with it. You said you. Right? And so I just want to know what was behind this to do this at this time when you didn't do anything about it for 2 years.
2 years is a year.
Well, I met in your office a year and a half ago. The committee okay, let's say it was a year. Okay. We know it's longer than that. But we'll say a year. And you went right before the election to put something up with only your name that nobody would have approved.
We will definitely put the mayor's name on it.
And to me, it's just a little, you're showing contempt for the committee. You're showing contempt for the Manor Homeowners Association.
For the record, time is.
I think I made my point.
Good evening, everyone. Deborah Birmingham, 850 East, 193rd Place. For you all to be elected officials to represent us with our taxpayers' dollars and tell us we have 3 minutes, that's unacceptable. I'm Deborah Birmingham. I've come before you all for years talking about my problem with my neighbor. I've shown you pictures in terms of how my arms were messed up, everything cutting back the weeds. I've shown you pictures of the skunk, the raccoons, the cats, the groundhogs, everything. I was here before you again in September. Someone even mentioned, oh, you may want to sue your neighbor. I said, no, I was in the village because if the village were to tell my neighbor what they were supposed to do, maybe they would have done so. But I do want to read a letter that my attorney sent to the village administrator. And if I don't finish reading this, I'll see to it that it's still in the records. Okay? This is to Mr. Brian Mitchell, the village administrator, dated September 12, 2024. We write on behalf of Deborah Birmingham. Ms. Birmingham has contacted the village of Glenwood about the issues with the property referenced above by Gregory and Cheryl Hansford. The Hansfords have allowed her yard to grow wildly, allowing bushes, branches, and other vegetation to grow over and through the fence, as well as an aerial space overgrowth. Such overgrowth is a violation of Section 110 of Glenwood Village Ordinance, see enclosed section. These sections require the owner of the property to keep the property free of nuisance, weeds, and trees. These sections also allows the village to abate the nuisance and charge said costs to the property owner. Ms. Birmingham has repeatedly requested the village as well as the property owner to resolve these issues to prevent the overgrowth from entering her yard causing damage. Ms. Birmingham has requested that the village send a letter to the property owner notifying them about the violations of Village of Glenwood Code and advising them that they need to abate the issue. In the alternative, she requests that the village abate the issue and charge the cost to them. They were asked for the response. When I called them, when they contacted me, Mr. Mitchell had not responded to them. I waited months just hoping that something could be resolved. It has not. I'm paying more and more money. I paid over $2,000 cutting back their weeds. I bought all types of stuff to keep raccoons and skunk and everything from around my house. They're still there. I just paid a $4,400 tax bill, $6,300 in November. This is unacceptable. I've done everything I could to work with the village, work with my neighbors, anyone, but you all are making it unaffordable to stay here. That sign that says live, work, and play is very difficult to live here. under these conditions, and I get no cooperation. People have stood before you all telling me they didn't need any money, but you gave them money. Other people that didn't pay their bills, you all paid their bills. I've only asked you to assist me, and you have not done so. I will, if you did not get it, I'll make sure you have it for the record. Mr. Mitchell, it was sent to Mr. Mitchell via first class and email.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Mayor, I want to ask you, can you give me an update on the environmental study that was done by the South Dakota Bureau of Assessment?
I will have to look into it. We did start an environmental justice committee. I don't get that. Mayor Linwood handles that, so I'll look into it and get back to you.
Mayor Linwood?
Mayor Linwood is the chair of that committee.
All right. Well, I came to the board, and I talked about environmental issues, both air, water, etc. And I only got really a response from one member of the board. I don't think the board is taking it serious. We have a situation, health issues. We've got people with diseases in Glenwood. I hope nobody sues the village for their negligence in stopping trucks and coming into areas, schools, nursing homes, residents, etc. Now in the White House, we have someone who doesn't give a rat so-and-so about environmental issues. And we didn't take it up as a local government. So we have issues out here that are affecting the quality of people's lives. I think it's a serious situation, and I think we're going to hear more about this. Thank you. Leon Fields, 307, Nerva.
So, just so you know, we didn't have an environmental justice committee until I became president. So we are going to look at it regionally because towns next to us all over, the toxic smoke goes from town to town.
Well, Mayor,
but I'll call Jake Curry first thing in the morning.
Please respond. My heart really goes out to Fort Heights. I know people there, and they've got this large trucking complex right there on US 30. And the whole area is taking advantage of it. Chicago Heights takes advantage of Glenwood too. But some of the trucking companies, and I know, I'm not going to argue about the issue between where Glenwood ends and Chicago Heights picks up, but they're putting trucking, park trailers, when you drive down College, and this is some of the public works. Coming down College, there's debris all over both sides of College Road. And I know that one time the village moved it up, you out there separately, and then February 10th, Cook County cleaned it up. It's back to where it was before. There's 2 mattresses laying out there. When people come to Glenwood, they see there's a dumping area. We need to improve the entrances to Glenwood. Cottage Grove looks bad. You come off of Halsted, and you come around the turn. Been working on that bridge for I don't know how long. But I wonder what people's thoughts are when they come to Glenwood. Then they come down Main Street. We've got Sun Center that's basically dilapidated. We've got Imagine, it's been sitting there. We got unoccupied buildings. Glenwood is not impressive. I've been here since 1977, and it bothers me. It really bothers me. So, we got work to do. Thank you.
And I just want everybody to know the bridge project is not a Village of Glenwood project, it's an IDOT project. So we've been keeping on them. It's taken forever. This is a 3-year project, and we contact them all the time, but we don't have any control over it.
Good evening, everyone. We are on board. We want to this is because of your finances. I said it can't be. I'm sorry.
Is it green light on?
Is the green light on?
Here we go, yeah.
I had a soft voice. I just wanted to say, I thought in terms of the celebrations, I really it really made me feel good. I've been here since '76. I think Gardner's the only person that's been here long. That's 50 years. 50 years.
Long time.
1970s. What I'm going to bring to your attention is that there is about a year or so ago when I was talking to the chief, there were some allegations made in the fire department relative to some situation that was occurring over there. I was briefed on it, so I kind of had an inside track. Now, what has happened, and I'm not sure, there's some anonymous letters came into the system, and then as a consequence of that, the disgruntled, I can't say this wrong, the employee who left the service, as well as one who was terminated by the board, there is some new allegations. Reopening that room. And from a village standpoint, I talked to one of the trustees to say, well, whatever happened, we never got closure. In other words, citizens saw it in the paper, and we also had some back and forth. But from a citizen standpoint, we sit here in this audience, we do not know how that closed, other than what we read in the paper. And I understand there was an administrative investigation, and also there was a police investigation. Well, when we had the shooting at Chuckle's, we got closure and found out what happened. So I'm asking the board, I'm not sure if you've seen all of the administrative, I know there's some privacy issues, but we need to get closure because the recent allegations are more serious maybe than the initial ones. And so it may be an ongoing situation, but we can't have this kind of information or these kind of charges floating around on the internet. And so it just brings the bottom line. So I need some closure, and Mr. Dunn, I recognize the privacy issue. I have the Open Meetings Act and all of that stuff. But we need to have some sense of closure, respecting the privacy issue, relative to that. But the village needs to close this, and I don't know how we can stop a person from making these charges. But the charges that recently were posted right here on the internet are more serious, maybe even the ones in Michigan. And so can I get a commitment for the village that we will come out with some kind of a summary indicating what happened, how it was closed out, so that we can not have these kind of random emails going around our village.
The State Department, the Assistant State Attorney decided not to.
That was all in the paper. We read all of that. But we don't have a closure for the village in terms of the charges that were made. And the charges that were recently made harken back to some other activities that allegedly occurred at an earlier time and place in the same situation. So we need to get this on. It's here. I mean, I don't know if you have a chance to take a look at it. I don't know if you see any of the administrative reports, but it does not bode well for the reputation of our village. And so I'd like to get a commitment. I don't know if the board saw the report. If you did, we'd like to get some kind of a summarized closing and say that we're okay.
We can do that.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. The name is Murdoch, 1102 West Wisconsin Street. First and foremost, I would just like to find out in reference to the monies that this is supposed to be allocated from the casinos, how much will that amount be, and how much will we receive it as far as one of the communities around?
We're receiving between $9,000 and $10,000
a month. And so
we started receiving them, it was December, right?
Yeah, the December amount was for the November timeframe, so because it opened in November. We got 7,000 the first payment, 7 the second payment, then it went to 9 the last payment that we received. The money does have a specific earmark for us. I believe it's pension related or capital improvements. It is somewhat restricted for us. So then undoubtedly that the funds that come, because this is the first time I'm hearing about the amount of money that has been distributed to us, and then now again to say what it's being utilized for. Okay, so I think once again that should have been informed. We should have been informed of that prior to just now. Okay, and I don't think I remember hearing about this. I'm sure it must have been discussed at one of the meetings that I didn't make it at, but nonetheless, I think that's something that needs to be expressed to us what are we receiving, exactly what it's going for, and how much it's gonna be. And then we need to find out totality what it is at the end of each year, calendar year, something like this. Is that a possibility that we can get that?
Absolutely.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
You know, it's gonna fluctuate over the years.
I understand that, but, you know, we'll find out at the end of the year what the amount is.
Yeah, right now it's the number 2 casino behind Rivers.
Say that one more time?
Rivers Casino in the northwest suburbs is the only, have the most gaming revenue than City Creek.
Okay.
Right now, so we're number 2 right now.
All right, then let me just ask this, since we can't get it from the start until the end of the year, what about quarterly? Can we be informed about that?
Yeah.
So Mr. Burdock, in our last board meeting, in the packet, there was all intergovernmental funds were recapped in that packet, and there's a spot there or a column just for casino gambling. So if you want to look at the last board packet, it's included in there. Okay, thank you. Lastly, I have something that one of the people from the estates who wanted me to read because they wouldn't be able to make it here this evening. So if I can just quickly get to that, I'd appreciate it. It says, Glenwood family, for years we have been ignored. Our street takeovers have been ignored. Economic development has been ignored. Employee morale has been ignored. Our crumbling infrastructure has been ignored. Our out-of-control spending has been ignored. Our physical integrity has been ignored. Our beautification and our community has been ignored. Community engagement and programming has been ignored. Our residents have been ignored. Now it's time to pay attention to our community. As they say that they no longer want that to be tolerated. So just wanted to give you the information that that's just one of the people that has expressed themselves of how they feel. I trust there are other people in the Glenwood area that probably more than likely feel the same way. So if you can address those concerns, where they will be straightened out and we can alleviate having those concerns, that would be impressive to me, let alone other people. I don't have to get an answer, I just want to let you know what it is.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to address the board? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm Jerome Cullen. I'm the Vice President of Glenwood Estates Home Association. One of the things I want to bring up again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but it's the dead tree branches, especially along Arizona. And I try to emphasize that it's a safety issue as well as a beautification issue. And when we get these high winds like we've been getting lately, when I drive down Arizona, I see a pretty large branch either in the street or probably the resident put them off to the side on the parkway. And on our group chat, there's other residents that have expressed the same concern. So it's not just me, it's other residents in Glenwood Estates that have problems with tree branches that are dead and they're not being addressed. So I don't know when that's gonna happen, but this is the first time I brought this up.
Joe, can you look at that tomorrow, especially Arizona?
And along Arizona too, there was a main break, and I guess you can't black top down until later when the weather warms up. I know gravel is down there right now, but it's still pretty uneven. It's Arizona as you head to
Arizona, Indiana.
Arizona, Indiana.
So if you could clean that up, Joe?
Yeah, when the asphalt plants open back up, we can resurface it. But now,
Sorry, what?
when the asphalt plants open back up for the season, supposed to be an asphalt blacktop. Then we'll fix it, but for now, it's best stay stone, and I'll go back and address it tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. When you came to one of the, this is to you, Mayor Gardner, when you came to one of Glenwood Estate homeowners meeting with the trustees, and we were asking you questions about different things. Now, you said the budget is balanced. Is balanced right now? Because I was under the impression that
Yeah, we did a balanced budget for this current year.
For
For the
this-
fiscal year from May 1st to April 30th, 2025.
Okay. So right now, we're in the black as far as the balanced budget.
Yes, this year, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
short. Who do we call if we have problems with the trees falling down, things need to be cleaned in the street? Where do we call to get to, complain about this? So who do we call?
Public Works. Public Works.
And so,
And Joe, what's the best number to get hold of? Or should they use Public Works?
Call Bill Shaw and Janet, at the water department, she can be honest.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to address the board? Okay. We already took care of me. Turns your report, John Donovan.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everyone. I just have one item. It's approval of an ordinance amending section 10-37 of the village's code of ordinances to increase the number of Class E liquor licenses from 2 to 3.
And what this is, so everybody knows, there's a new restaurant in the plaza by Holbrook in Halsted. They requested a beer and liquor license. It's not packaged, it's just a beer and a license, a beer and wine license. What's the name of the, what's the name of the place? La
Pacha Taqueria.
Okay. They took Spanish.
I think say that 8 times.
They took Spanish in junior high, I can't remember much of it.
In fun.
So, just so everybody knows, we are first and a second, like I said, beer and wine on premises. We are never gonna have, at least wild beer, any more than 2 packaged liquor stores in the village of Glenwood. One on the east side of the tracks and one on the west side of the tracks. Would somebody like to make a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Williams. We have a second.
Second.
Trustee Lynch. Any questions?
Yes. So the purpose of this is to sell beer and wine as a sit-down entity, correct? So if I went in here and I sat down and I ordered a meal, I could order beer and wine with my meal. There's nothing to go, nothing packaged. There's no nightclub or anything.
Okay, any other questions? And everybody, please go visit this restaurant. It's actually beautiful. It's next to the Mercado, and they just did a fantastic job. It's at the far end of that plaza, but you'll be very impressed, and the food is fantastic. We just did a ribbon cutting last Friday. So please, please visit our Glenwood businesses. Williams, call the roll.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Roll?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Village Administrator, Brian Mitchell.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, residents, Board of Trustees, couple of announcements. Been working with the Illinois Secretary of State, so I'm proud to announce that we will have the mobile DMV that will be coming into the village of Glenwood. I will have the date posted once we get that satisfied through them. Also went through the early program that ComEd has to be a tree sapling for the residents. That will be announced once they have acquired them, and that will go through Public Works, so the residents will pick those up. As well, we have begun to receive the budget survey in the mail. You can mail them back, or you can drop them off here at the Village Hall. There is a box at the front counter for those as well. One thing everybody knows, it used to be the time for village stickers, so we're coming up on those. This year we decided to streamline the process and to try to cut down on the lines here at the Village Hall, so you get some announcements. We will be coming out and reaching out to the HOAs, the Congress associations, and coming to your meetings, and staff will be reaching out for that. Mayor, that will conclude my comments for this evening, unless there's any questions from the board.
Is there any questions for Village Administrator Mitchell? Okay, engineering report, Dave Schilling.
Thank you, Mayor. It's that time of year again for the Cook County CDBG grant applications. For 2025, they've increased the maximum amount from $400,000 to $500,000. So I always recommend you go for the full amount. Typically, we get half the amount. Last year, we applied for the full 400. We got 200. That's what we're going to be using in the next couple of months to resurface maple and a portion of tulip in the forest. This year, we apply now for 2026. 6 construction, we stay in that same area. It looks like we're gonna go for, the rest of Tulip that is gonna be done this year, some of Walnut and some of Birch. See how far we can get with the money that they give us. What I'm asking for is this resolution to authorize the mayor to sign the application and certify that, $55,000 is available for the local match. County likes to see 10%. We go a little bit over, it makes the application look a little better. If you don't get the full amount, they always give you the option to lower your local match, be close to that 10%. So if you only get 200 again, your local match is going to be 25.
So we'd like to make a motion for the approval of Cook County, Illinois Community Development Block Grant CDBG funds for the program year 2025 in the amount of $500,000.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Gold, Trustee Taylor. Any additional questions for Dave?
Also, should, for,
They usually announce June or July, and then you get your notice to incur costs in December or January. So for last year, we've already received our notice to incur costs, which means we can start spending the money. So we're preparing plans. Now, we just had paving course done on the streets, so we know how things do the asphalt. So next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing a resolution go to.
do we know what side of town we're starting on this year?
This is just CDBG, so this is just for the forest. CDBG is limited by the Illinois Economic Survey, so you need 51% or more of low to moderate income. So the whole village is not eligible, only certain neighborhoods.
Clerk Williams, call the roll.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Trustee Roll?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Williams?
Mr. Mayor, if I can make one more comment, I just want to acknowledge Ms. Lee is here. I kind of got the apartment from the quilters with Oasis to do some things, so I know it's been working out, so they did reach out and say thank you that you all did bring some beautiful quilts over, so I just want to acknowledge the partnership and work.
Thank you. Any new business? Okay, old business, sports program donation. I don't know if we want to have the different sports programs come here. If you want to take a dollar amount, this is going to come out of the COVID dollars. This wouldn't be a recurring thing until the next budget. I don't know if you want people to come here. I think it should be equitable among the sports program, both the Hawks, the Cougars, and baseball. So, somebody wants to make a motion for a donation of $2,500 or $5,000 or whatever you want, whatever you feel is appropriate, please do so now. If you want the sports programs to come here, I can invite them to the next board.
I think we should give them 5,000 apiece.
Okay, is that in the form of a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay, do we have a second for $5,000 donation to the three sports programs?
Each.
I'll second that motion.
Trustee Roll. Any questions? Clerk Williams, call roll.
Trustee Williams? Trustee Taylor? Trustee Roll?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
No.
Trustee Clark? Trustee Brown?
Yes.
I vote yes. Any other old business?
I just had two.
And just so everybody knows, when we received our COVID funds, ARPA money, we put that $1 million into a separate account. That's how we paid for the field house. That's how we paid for a roof on the senior center. Like I said, we did all the field houses, so we're using those. We're going to use some of the money for the parks, the 2 parks that we haven't done, because we did Hickory Bend a few years ago. We did the Estates Park a few years ago. And obviously, our pool parks under construction, and we're looking at the California Span Park. So this money will come out of those ARPA funds. So I just wanted everybody to know that. Go ahead, Trustee Lynch.
So, Mayor, what will be the next steps for the presentation that we heard last meeting for both the lighting and, so that we had two different proposals for, the, mobile app platform. The other ones is for, I think it was text messaging, mass text messaging announcement to the residents, so. And then lastly, when will we, in addition to that, I'm sorry, when are we gonna decide what how we want to pay out to overtime? I know that everybody gave recommendations, what's that looking like?
So what I'll do is I'll put both those items, the lighting program, COVID dollars, we're talking to companies who's financing for computer programs, so it makes things easier. So hopefully they'll be in the next board meeting, we'll definitely have those.
And then,
Finance software, that's what I want to say.
yes, and then this is, if I heard it correctly, so we already have a line that we're gonna dedicate the revenue from the casino? Or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah, so on the intergovernmental document I share with you guys once a month, that recaps all the different funding, and one of the columns in the lower section of that report is for the casino gambling.
No, I'm aware of the revenue received from it, but unless I misheard, it's already dedicated to something?
Oh, yeah, it's restricted
To what?
to pension and capital improvements.
Say it again?
Pension.
Okay.
Or capital improvements.
So have we decided how that will be applied to?
I mean, we can, obviously, there's so many projects through the year, over 220 grand pretty quickly, we can discuss it. I'll put that on the next board meeting too.
I mean, ultimately, we have enough pension costs that we can absorb what we're getting from, in your market, that we used it for that. So we're not necessarily in the issue. But if there's capital improvement projects that we want to earmark it towards, yes, we gotta figure it out.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I forgot, the fire department was awarded, $26,000, small equipment grant from the state fire marshal's office. That will go for outfitting 6 firefighters and new firefighter turnout gear ensemble. Those are about $4,700 a piece, coats, boots, helmets, a whole shot. And we met the deadline for an application. We need to update our building codes and zoning ordinance. The city attorney was at a seminar at IML and found a grant available to do that. We did make the application. Second step, and that was for $40,000 for the code updates. And we also met the deadline to apply for a fire marshal's grant that just got announced for $350,000 to offset fire station reconstruction costs.
Fantastic. Free money, I like that.
Are we coming near the end of the Lexipol contract for renewal?
No, we're not.
Okay.
And luckily, we didn't use it for this one, they consulted with us, and we did our own on these small ones. So we're saving them for the.
No, which is great, because it means that it gives us more space to use theirs, but do you know when that one expires? I want to say it's probably has a year on it, but I'll check these back to you. All right, thank you.
Is there any other old business? Somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
So,
Trustee Lynch, and with that, Trustee Taylor. Clerk Williams, call the roll. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.